All right, so Davis, so since you've mapped out 3A, B, and C, and we've written those standards, first off, I want to compliment you on how we've color coordinated, because that's going to make this extremely easy. So let's first take a look at 3A, and I'll take 3B,
Okay.
and let's just put in,
Standards that we see, especially that are critical.
yeah,
Right.
and where they can fit. And so, like, I think it might be easier if we kind of look at,
That
you know,
makes
because
sense.
we have read aloud, and we have test prep / rotations, and we have our mini lesson and small group. Those can all be comprehension based, but we know right here, this word work, vocab, and fluency, let's just get in our vocab standards there, because
Okay.
that's where we know. So do you have any for A?
So I'm thinking the text. No, that would probably go more with our.
Do you have any, like, RV
rotations.
vocabulary?
I do. Context clues with text
Okay,
features.
let's put that up there. And then I have RV 3.1, which is literal and non-literal. Ooh, I have a lot, actually. So there's a lot in 3B that are assessed.
And there's the 3C.
RV 2.4 is roots. Idioms within context.
Yes.
Oh, this is like in
Synonyms, antonyms, homonyms, homophones, all of this.
And then RV 2.5 is consulting appropriate
Got all of our
reference
vocab
materials.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't we look at these? And so, like, let's make sure that we're hitting the A first,
Mhm.
at least A, and then we can
Put
kind
it
of put
in
them in
order.
chronological order. Yeah.
So this is A, B, and
Okay, we
then
have a
we've got
B.
some B's up
Let's
here.
move our
so.
C's down.
So our B's.
We don't want to be doing C at the very beginning, or else
Mhm.
those standards won't be assessed yet.
So this is B.
Okay,
so,
I got a B too.
Okay. All right. So now we have A, B's, B, and then
And
C's
C.
down here.
Okay, and then I guess we can kind of, when we
Group
get everything
them.
else, yeah, we'll group them afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously vocab is pretty easy. Now, in read aloud, test prep, and mini lessons in small group, I know we want to kind of leave small group because I know you do different things during small group. We
Right,
do
whatever.
sleuth or guided reading groups, whatever. So that could be a time that we can get in some of these standards, but I think
This-
it'd be best if we kind of
Right.
left
Let's
it.
do these.
Just these three. So let's take a look. Do you have B, or you have
I
A
have-
and C?
We already have
Okay.
C in here, so we can put that off to the side.
All right, I'm just gonna look at, oh, okay, that was all of C? Oh, sweet,
Mhm.
okay. So I'm just looking at these. So let's look at some standards. Tell me, like, what you're noticing on 3B.
Like, we have a lot of nonfiction.
Okay.
I see
I have some nonfiction.
for the most part it's nonfiction text. RN, 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 and then we have one RL here.
And I have some RL. Okay, what's your RL standard?
Ask and answer questions referring explicitly to the text. So a lot of our race to respond type of
Okay,
things.
so that'll be the second time that we get to that. We've already
Mhm.
hit that, and it's being addressed on
B,
2C now.
right.
And
And
so it'll be
then-
addressed again. So that's something that we've already done. So in terms of kind of looking at both of these, you said you have a lot of nonfiction, I have a lot of nonfiction, and so this is most of our chunk right here.
Mhm.
And we always have it broken up by that vocab time.
Right.
So I don't really know if it'd be smart for us
To
to
break
start with
nonfiction
nonfiction and then, yeah.
Mhm.
So let's get our literacy,
RLs,
our
or- yeah,
RLs there.
over here.
Because that way we'll kind of, in the morning, start with literacy, you know,
Mhm.
our literal text,
Have a time for
literary
vocab.
text. Right.
And then
Yeah, have some vocab and split it up, and then we can come back and do it that way.
Okay.
Okay,
All
are those
RLs.
RLs?
Mhm.
Okay, let's group them A, B, and C.
All right. Flip-flop these two.
Yep. Cool. Oh, yeah, we have A.
Oh, thanks.
A before B. We'll do that. There we go. That's why these color coordinated post-its are fabulous. Okay. All right. So now if we're thinking about starting at 9:30 all the way through our mini lesson as being our nonfiction time, so let's kind of look at, we have our test prep time, which is 15 minutes. We have our mini lesson, which is 15 minutes, but this is going to be more able to be more explicitly taught with us. So we're modeling and doing things like that. Whereas this test prep might be something really quickly. We just let them know, and then
So-
they do most of it on their own.
Whatever we do here probably should be supporting whatever it is that we're going to do here.
Right.
Something that can be a quick hit within our nonfiction standards
Okay.
that will help them then do a little bit more of the harder.
So like text
things.
features.
Right.
Like they have to know text features before we can even start modeling a text. They have to know what that is. So that would be something good here.
Understanding like the main idea
Okay.
of that text, kind of using the text features to flow right into the main idea here.
Okay.
Um,
I'm trying to think when I look at, well, ask and answer questions. This is something that we've done with Race to Respond, but we've never
Not
done
done
it with nonfiction. So that would be something that we'd want to probably model.
Maybe something with comparing and contrasting.
Okay.
By using the same topic, it would be easy to pull
Okay.
multiple texts and kind of hit this, because it's kind of going along with that race,
Okay.
and exposing them to more text.
Okay.
To then further take that to support their race responses over here.
When I look at what's left, structures of nonfiction. So, like, basically, our kids right now are familiar with literary text. So they're familiar with, we need to get them familiar with, like, how is nonfiction even laid out differently?
Right.
Okay, so nonfiction doesn't look, boys and girls, like literary text. And so I think that would kind of go as well with, we want to start with, like, exposing them to even how it's laid out. Okay.
And then that could lead into how, do you think how we would explicitly teach them, oh, the text is set up with, by compare and contrast, sequencing,
Cause and effect. Okay.
all of these different things, it could lead into something like this.
Okay. And then our last one that we have is fact and opinion. Now, this is assessed in A, so we want to make sure that that gets at the beginning. But I do know that it's different than just, you know, laying out, is this a fact, is this an opinion? In looking at that assessment bank, this type question would be something like, how does the author's opinion, how does the author use facts from the text to support his opinion? And so that one's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I think that one might want to go
explicit.
here too. Okay.